friends, this is FirearmPop, and here with another edition of Armed Citizen Stories. Once again, coming right out of First Freedom magazine, and they are right there, the Armed Citizen. Now, I'm going to give them the pitch again. If you're not a member of the NRA, that magazine's available to you. You can get it online, you can get a hard copy, but the NRA is what saves us. Gun-loving folks, if we want to call us that. Anyway, let's continue on. I haven't pre-read these stories, so they're fresh to me. Pardon if I flub a line or two, but this way you get my honest and first reactions to the stories. So let's talk about Joseph Ezel. 51 was asleep when his wife, around 3 a.m., woke to a 27-year-old man he did not know standing over his bed. Startled and fearful for his life, Ezel reached for a 9mm pistol he keeps bedside. The intruder fled the room and entered Ezel's garage. Ezel followed him into the garage, where the intruder fell to the floor. Ezel ordered the intruder to stay on the floor while his wife dialed 911. Ezel held the intruder at gunpoint until the police arrived a short time later. The intruder allegedly entered the home through a broken basement window. Reportedly, no one was hurt during the home invasion. Everyone complains about guns, Ezel said of the incident, but I'm glad I have one. Amen. And that was in Cranberry Township, Pennsylvania. Yes, you're never thankful you have a gun until after you've needed it. So all these soothsayers that say you don't need a gun. Anyway, you don't need a fire extinguisher in your house. I'm sure you've heard all those. After an argument occurring at a house party, one man was asked to leave. The 27-year-old man returned a short time later with a rifle and began firing shots outside the home. According to witnesses, the man then pointed the rifle at several people attending the party. A 39-year-old partygoer took action to stop what could have resulted in tragedy. He pulled out his own firearm and shot the man brandishing the rifle. The assailant was taken to a local hospital with life-threatening injuries. No other injuries were reported in Glendale, Arizona. Dave Sevenson, 69, was witness to a 22-year-old man's crime spree at a Seattle yacht club. The man used a stolen boat to cause an estimated $500,000 in damage. He rammed other boats docked in the marina as well as a support post, causing a section of the marina's roof to collapse. Swanson borrowed a shotgun from the owner of the adjacent boat to end the aggressor's out-of-control behavior and prevent anyone from getting hurt. Swanson fired, striking the suspect in the head and hands. However, medics characterized his injuries as non-life-threatening. The suspect was treated before being arrested under multiple felony charges. He was reportedly under the influence of narcotics at the time of the rampage. And that happened in Seattle, Washington. Gary Spencer, 36, and his wife stopped at a Wells Fargo bank around 9 a.m. Spencer waited in the car while his wife went inside the bank to deposit a check. While waiting in the parking lot, Spencer witnessed two men struggling with one another for a red money bag. He heard a zapping sound. The assailant had been waiting in line behind the man with the bag as he withdrew $5,000 from the bank. When leaving the bank, the victim was then attacked with a stun gun. When Spencer realized that what was happening, he reached into his wife's purse and pulled out her .380 pistol. Spencer approached the suspect and ordered him to stop. When the suspect saw Spencer's gun, he dropped the stun gun and fled empty-handed. The victim suffered only minor injuries, and that was in Concord, North Carolina. The tables were turned on a team playing Point 'em out, knock 'em out, a game of brutal street violence in which a target is chosen at random and beaten in an attempt to knock them out. A recent crime trend among troubled juveniles. A 17-year-old carrying a stun gun approached his 28-year-old victim, who was waiting for his daughter at a high school bus stop. When the assailant turned and pressed the stun gun against his intended victim's side, he failed to discharge. The man responded by pulling his .40 caliber Smith & Wesson and firing. The team was later then taken to the hospital and treated for a single gunshot wound before facing charges. The intended victim was not harmed during the attack, and that was in Lansing, Michigan. Yeah, okay. These teens are starting to play these games. They just love hurting people, and here at random they just want to point them out, knock them out. The knockout game is being called. Dangerous stuff. Dangerous stuff. Richard Duffy, 48, and his teenage son were home around 8 p.m. when a 44-year-old man wearing a ski mask and brass knuckles broke into the mobile home. After a brief altercation in the living room, Duffy pulled out a firearm and fired multiple rounds, killing the intruder. It was reported that Duffy and the intruder did not know each other. Neither Duffy nor his son were injured during the home invasion. And that happened in Rome, Maine. While officers were detouring traffic away from detouring. Okay, start it again. While officers were detouring traffic after an accident, witnesses say a 54-year-old man became angry at a motorist and began honking his horn. The man then reportedly exited his vehicle with a metal baton and approached the vehicle ahead of him, yelling violent threats. The driver of the car in front of the enraged man feared for his safety when he drew his pistol. The police officers intervened and arrested the irate man, yielding the baton. No injuries were reported during the incident. That happened in Kingsport, Tennessee. Lots of stories of people using drugs and getting out of control, home invasions. These things do go on every day, not always reported in the media, especially when a citizen uses his Second Amendment right to carry a firearm and protect himself. So these incidents don't make the press. And that's one of the reasons I do these videos, folks, to get the word out. So if you can, send a link to this video to as many friends that might be on the line as possible, and ask them to listen to some of the stories. They just might get a kick out of it, and it just may make them see life in a different way. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the stories again. I enjoy giving them to you, reading them, and sharing my thoughts with you. So this is FirearmPop. You be safe out there, and God bless. Bye now.